The truth is not what you want it to be. It is what it is, and you must bend to its power or live a lie. Miyamoto Musashi. And my friends, the truth in our world of charting, of trading, of investing, it is price movement. Price movement, that is all we care about. It's not what the talking heads say on the news. In fact, sometimes the price movement completely contradicts what you're hearing. I'll be releasing this week's Charting Cryptos and Commodities, and you will see amazing things on those commodity charts as to what's really going on with prices as opposed to what you hear. So let's jump into these charts, see where things went today. I am hoping as we keep an eye on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100 that these things are resetting. We look where this last up move failed us and moved over and ran down. It looks like for right now it's bouncing off the 200 EMA on this half-day chart. We have seen the red STC move down below the reset line here. And I'm hoping that it's getting ready to move up again. Now, this is what we have to pay attention to, is where we are on this 2-day chart and the weekly. These are the intermediate and the long-term respectively. Saw where things popped up there and then have rolled over for the last two-day candles. We're still green on the STC. That's a good sign. Sort of counteracts the not-so-good sign of those two red down candles. And on the weekly chart, we have a lot of indecision this week, not reaching a higher high from last week, but we do see that we are at least a little bit green, and we, again, are moving up on the STC. So let's just wait, watch, and see. Could have a trigger fire tomorrow. May not happen. Still, it's going to take a lot to turn that around that quickly. But again, we saw it happen before. Have to be a real punch up in the morning. So, or it could be in the afternoon. We'll see. It may not happen. Don't have to worry about it. But we'll watch, wait and see. Basically a ditto here on where we are on the Qs, except, of course, what? What do you immediately see? It's a ditto as far as the price movement going, but we're below the 200 EMA. We've had things track down really strongly, and we're below that, so that doesn't give us the ability to fire off if it starts moving up. So we'll keep the powder dry on the NASDAQ 100. Look at where we are on the 2-day. And of course, as we look at things, you can see we're well below the 200 EMA there, still green on the STC. And again, EMA is exponential moving average. It tells us whether we are going long, if we're above, or going short if we're below. That is whether we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. We can see where things have moved up through it over the last few weeks on the NASDAQ 100 on this weekly chart. We're green there and heading up. Good to see, but again, stalling out some. So we'll just again, watch, see how things develop. Let's go to 20-year bonds. Let's start with the weekly on 20-year bonds just to show you how far below we are, how much bonds tracked down for so many weeks. We had, 6 weeks there where bonds started tracking up before, didn't get any traction and dropped back off. We're into the 4th week of up movement. It does appear to be accelerating, and of course we had things rotate over, going up on the STC back 2 weeks ago. Still well below the 200 EMA. Now, as we look at where things are on the half-day chart, we have moved up and through that 200 EMA. Problem we have is we never had a reset of the STC there, so we don't have a trade to pull the trigger on. Just to wrap things up, 2-day, it also is well below the 200 EMA. Many days of up movement, green on the STC, but again, bonds tracked down for so long. We'll see. Maybe bonds will roll over again, have us ability to go short since we're below the 200 EMA on that 2-day and the weekly. And we are just passing through the 200 EMA. If things on bonds just started to roll over strong, could give us a good jumping in point. Don't know that that's going to happen. That's just the way my mind works, looking for the next potential trade. Look at gold here. Very interesting. it started to take off. It appeared and then just sort of died on us. Now it's moved up some. I mean, for the day, 0.08% is not a lot, but the day before it did move up more. But look at the STC as it just withers on the vine and just sort of just squirrels down. That's interesting to see. Maybe gold is going to reset for us. Where are we on the 2-day? It is still green, trying to push through that 200 EMA, still trying to push through it on the 2-day chart. On the weekly, you can see that we are above that, have not hit the high of last week, and we are green on the STC. So again, waiting for gold to sort itself out. And lastly, we go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin up 2.62% for the day, a recent high. Now again, you can see just how much we have to recover. We're not there yet, but we do see, again, an up day. That's good. We need to make a nice solid bottom here and see Bitcoin take off again. We see again where we hit the bottom there around that 1532, 1520 mark. Again, moving up. That's good to see and all, but a lot that we have to recover on. We see the 2-day is heading up as far as the weekly goes. On the weekly chart, we do have our first green candle in 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. That's good to see. Maybe Bitcoin is on the mend a little bit. I'm still waiting for some more market capitulation, but it is Bitcoin. We'll see. We'll continue to follow it for you. And don't forget, we will be releasing Patreon members. You already have this week's charting cryptos and commodities. Everyone else will get it tomorrow. So as you look at Bitcoin on this weekly chart as we crank it in, it only goes back to November of last year. Why? Because that's when this ETF that tracks Bitcoin futures closed month short term, that's when it was started. So we don't have a 200 EMA on this one. To see what's going on in the 24-hour Bitcoin market, we have to go over to this XBT, and we can see where Bitcoin actually is on this 24-hour chart. And of course, you can see where Bitcoin hit its high of 69,000 and of course rolled down to where it is now. And you get some idea looking at the broad spectrum as to where we really are when it comes to Bitcoin. And it is bloody and messy. And for those people who were foolish enough to, well, I'm not going to give advice, but I said all along, as far as our practice trading went, no reason to stay in something that is dropping like a stone. You don't want to catch a falling knife. Why? Because you get cut and bleed out. That's where we are, folks. Thank you so much for being with us. We love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com is our email address. Don't hesitate to reach out to us anytime. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.